Good evening and welcome to another episode of iDoctor After Hours. As you can see, this is our floating head episode. Or is it the big reveal of our big green, big screen? I think that is. Check it out. As you can see, we splurged and we got an invisibility cloak.
Mm-hmm. Look at the space, man.
Look at this.
Look at the space.
Look at this.
We painted an entire wall green.
Invisible, actually.
Yeah. We painted an entire
Look
wall.
how high we can reach.
Look
how wide we can reach.
We can all give Kyle a big group hug.
I'm a big boy.
Well, I am Kyle, here with, who do we got today?
I forgot my name.
I'm Asher.
I'm Patrick Kearns.
We got Patrick, we got Asher, we got Kyle, we got Chase in the producer position. Chase, how are you today? Can we see that beautiful Chase cam on your side here?
Chase cam. Maybe later.
Maybe now. We got Chase in the house. We got a full boat today, and we got a bunch of stories on there.
Yeah, Kyle, I feel like we need to update the folks. Today was kind of a big week at iDoctor. There's a lot going on.
1 second. Why don't I give you one of these?
Bam!
Boom.
There's that intro.
Hey-o.
There's that intro.
We love it.
Yeah.
Welcome to iDoctor After Hours.
Welcome.
Killing
For those of you...
Brought to you by Geeks of Azeroth.
Yes, for those of you listening to us on any of our new mediums, welcome. This is our iDoctor After Hours. Facebook, YouTube, podcast, everything.
Stitcher and iTunes. Yeah, we're a real podcast.
I mean, I feel like we got to take just a quick second and acknowledge the fact that there are going to be people listening to this who aren't going to be able to see
That's true.
all the glorious dynamics that go on with this
The
show.
sweet, sultry sounds of our voice.
I'm a radio DJ.
I'd like to thank any of my listeners who have come from Geeks of Azeroth that I recommended. Shouted out the show. Thank you for checking us out. Thank you.
That is our live studio audience for those of you who don't know. Yes, welcome to our show. We got a big update on a big crime that happened in Billings this weekend.
It happened to us at the iDoctor West End location.
It's not good.
We were broken into. It was last Thursday night. Last Thursday night, we were broken into. Manager and I showed up to the store with a broken window. It was devastating to see. They stole our iPhones, made out like bandits.
Well, after that happened, we posted some footage online, and we got a huge community outpouring. The response in this community was great, mostly positive. It was everybody trying to help. People know that we were just trying to get the word out there so people can understand that there are ways to buy and sell devices that are correct. And when you don't take proper precautions, you can get taken, by buying stolen cell phones.
Or you yourself can get taken.
Right, exactly.
I mean, the people who are doing the selling sometimes don't even realize that they maybe have stolen devices that they bought off of somebody just trying to, quote unquote, make a quick buck or just unload themselves from something they're not using. So what I love that iDoctor's doing now is it kind of led us into the inevitable, which is providing a service to the community to stop things like this from happening.
Right, preventable acts. I view this story, for those of you who don't know, our CEO, Kyle Strickland, was on the KTVQ News Network recently. They did a story on the break-in, and basically the story was to let people know that cell phones do have identifiable serial numbers. They are individual for each phone, and they can be listed as lost or stolen. There's an international database of these things. So if you were wondering if your phone that you're looking to purchase online is been listed as lost or stolen or blacklisted or anything,
Has been listed as black.
Not
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. You can come into any one of the iDoctor locations and we'll facilitate the transfer. Basically, we'll run the electronic serial number, see if it comes up on any international databases as lost or stolen, and make sure you have a safe environment to do these transactions.
Yeah, and I think that's important for both sides of the transaction too. The seller gets to have a safe place to interact with the potential buyer, right? That they're not going to get just jumped and their phone stolen. I mean, 'cause that's got to be concern.
Right.
But then also the seller has that ability to have you guys check things out. I think that's an amazing service that more people should take take opportunity to try.
Right. It's one of those things that a lot of people just don't even know. Everybody has a cell phone, but they don't really know how they work. But this is one thing that you should do maintenance-wise is, before you buy a used cell phone, get a checklist or get it checked out. And we also do diagnose devices and check them out for $25 too. If people are looking at that, we can do a full diagnosis on those things too. So good job, Kyle, Billings businessman, warning about not buying stolen cell phones.
And good job to the BPD as well.
Yeah, good job. Good job, BPD. Good job.
Big news. An arrest has been made.
They got him.
They caught him.
They caught him, and he confessed.
He confessed.
Good job, BPD.
So, Billings, PD, you've saved us again. You got the guy. He is being charged. Good news.
With murder?
We don't know yet.
25 to life?
20. Yeah.
Could be a Netflix show one of these days about the story of this guy.
That's the beautiful thing about this community. When people tie together, we got beautiful community.
Because of you.
It's because of you guys. You guys.
And if you're listening to us in Vietnam, then it's also because of you too.
And if you're listening to us in Scobie, Montana, rest assured that you are officially the furthest thing from anything. You are in the middle of nowhere.
That is an excellent transition to our next story. Hey, Asher.
Yes.
Where is the middle of nowhere, technically speaking, in the United States of America?
According to the Washington Post, the middle of nowhere is Glasgow, Montana, but that's only if you're counting 1,000 people or more. If you're not counting 1,000 people or more, I would give that right to Scobie, Montana.
Yay, Scobie won something.
If you don't know, that's where our wonderful Kyle is from.
Yes. He is from the middle of nowhere.
Patrick.
That's me. Wait, no, that's him.
You're right,
Yeah,
that's true.
I'm
that's
Patrick.
True. So, the middle of nowhere, did that surprise you that they were actually listed as the middle of nowhere Scobie was? I mean, we joke about it, but to find out there's statistical analysis has found factually that Scobie is a dead zone.
I feel like... sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Patrick?
You go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like at some point, I remember reading that someplace in North Dakota was statistically the furthest thing from anything else. Maybe that was the furthest thing from a McDonald's. That might have been what it was.
It's possible.
Because Glasgow at least has a McDonald's. So is Wolf Point. Wolf Point has a McDonald's.
Scobie does not.
So Scobie does not meet the criteria furthest from McDonald's, but... listen, I do sales calls in that area. I'm up in Glasgow. I'm up in the High Line. I'm dealing with Plentywood, Scobie, these kinds of areas. And my lord, that is a lot of driving
for nothing.
with a lot of nothing in between.
I have always joked myself that Montana itself was the middle of nowhere, so this definitely confirms.
Last best place.
I gotta say though, you can at least get cell phone service up there. I mean, it's just weird.
2G, but
Canada.
Yeah.
You get Canada cell service.
God, are you roaming in Scobie?
Yeah, because you're on a different cell phone network. Other places here were in Kansas, not surprising because that's a geographical center. Presidio, Texas, which I didn't consider necessarily in the middle of nowhere because it is on the border. There are border towns there. And then
Battle Mountain, Nevada.
Yeah, why do you think that?
I don't know. I've been to Laughlin, and there's not a lot around Laughlin.
I've been in the middle of the desert of Nevada, and that feels like it's the middle of nowhere.
I know, that is such a weird thing. It says here that it was the furthest, statistically, the furthest away from 75,000 people. Metropolitan area of 75,000 people. So, I mean, it's crazy.
I mean,
there's only one metropolitan area with 100,000 people, or over 75,000 people in Montana.
Isn't there a town in Arizona called Nowhere, Arizona?
I thought that was California.
Maybe it's like one of those things where like every state has a nowhere.
There's a truth and consequences.
But where the hell is Roscoe?
That's true.
I thought Glasgow was in the UK.
Next story.
So, one thing that's kind of fun today is Apple.
Yeah, they're always fun.
9 to 5 Mac runs a story that says Apple named the most innovative company in the world.
By who?
Thanks to AirPods, AR, and the iPhone X.
So for those of you who don't know, 9 to 5 Mac is a pretty prestigious website. A lot of the most innovative Mac news is there.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising.
Innovative Mac news?
Well, that's what they say. I mean, that's what they
that
love.
tagline?
Yeah, that's what they say. I mean, they love the Mac. They love
Mac
Apple
news,
stuff.
Innovated.
Right. they love Apple, so for them to say it and it come across so corny, it's even more perfect.
Right. Yeah,
So
they're extremely biased.
let me just say, so not the world's first Bluetooth earbuds, not the world's first augmented reality, and not the world's first OLED phone.
But it's the world's first iPhone 10.
Oh,
you gotta give them that.
Innovative.
That's right.
Innovative.
It's the world's first AR on an iPhone 10 and the world's first AR on an iPhone 8. That's innovative.
I will say that Apple hasn't been innovative since Steve Jobs died. I would put that claim out there.
Ooh, ouch. Well, I mean, you might be right. I think there's been very little innovation out of Apple.
That's not even a knock on Apple products. I mean, Apple makes fine products, but are they innovative? Are they new?
All right, let's play devil's advocate here. Can you even have any arguments on the other side? I guess the AirPods are kind of cool because they use that new low frequency Bluetooth, so it's supposed to last a long time.
I mean, riddle me this. Has any other, before the AirPods, were there any other
Jaybird
wireless headphones
Truly
that
wireless.
came with a slip-in charging case?
I don't know if Jaybird did that or not. So that is innovative. If they were the first, then yeah.
Where before iPhone, was there an iPhone that had AR in it?
Before iPhone, was there an iPhone that had AR in it?
You might want to rethink that question because I think the answer would be no.
That's exactly what I wanted it to be.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
they
no.
are very innovative. I don't think their
Innovating within
ARs
their
are
own-
even good. That's the
No,
problem.
they are junk. And I think that's the problem with AR altogether. AR is kind of junk.
The phones aren't powerful enough to create truly innovative AR or VR right now.
I want some HoloLens. That's what I want.
You're right.
Hey, Asher, since we're kind of shitting on Apple right now, should I get a HomePod?
No. Well, I don't know. Well, let's ask.
Oh man, why are we
I
jumping?
wish-
Why are we jumping through the story
Should
so
I buy
fast?
a
Is this like a
HomePod?
20-minute episode?
So
what's
we're
happening here.
gonna go ahead and
Lightning
share
round.
this to the Facebook page. There's a flow chart now that patented iDoctor flow chart.
I wish there was an
We didn't
easy
create
way
this.
to know whether I need a HomePod.
There is a flow chart.
Okay, for those audio
So
listeners
let's
out
start,
here.
Kyle. It's right at the very top.
Right, that's a very good
I'm going to
place
ask you a
start.
question through this flow chart. So number one, should I buy a HomePod? First question: do you want an assistant that can understand what you're asking?
Yes.
Buy Google Home.
Okay,
Or Echo, but to be honest, you should probably go Google Home.
I don't want it to
Congrats,
understand what
you
I'm
didn't have to
saying.
use the rest of the flow chart.
Okay.
Wait. I don't want it to understand what I'm
Oh,
saying.
you don't? Okay, so do you have $349 to spend on a speaker?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you own at least one iOS device?
No.
Then
Yes.
don't buy a HomePod.
Okay, I do.
Okay, you do. Do you have an Apple Music subscription?
I canceled it.
No, don't buy a HomePod unless you want a pricey AirPlay speaker.
Okay, that leaves none of us left in the room. Let's do
Wait.
hypothetical.
I have an Apple Music subscription.
All right.
Okay.
So I own an iOS device. I don't mind spending $349 on a speaker.
Yeah, say you do. Let's just say you do.
Do you use a
Sure
smart
doesn't have
assistant? Well, no, because I am
$349. Come on.
all Apple, so Siri is terrible. So no. Don't buy a HomePod. Never mind.
Is there any way we can use the flowchart to say yes?
If you're all Apple and you love Apple and you have Apple Music, you have iOS devices,
And you have
like to
$350
use your
to throw
smart
in.
assistant and you use Siri, then yes, congratulations. You should be considering a HomePod. Although, I'll be honest, anybody who's seriously looking for a good quality audio who wants to use it in a smart home capacity should buy a Sonos One.
I would think so.
Because it'll give the Sonos One will give you everything that the AirPod has, but better quality.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
better quality and and workable user and interface and an actual AI that understands what you're talking
And
about.
I've installed plenty of Sonos systems in my time as a home theater installer, and I'll tell you, just one of those Play One speakers are as comparable to like any high-end Bose system. Like those are phenomenal.
I just can't see a way that HomePod is going to be even.
No, it's
Terrible when you can recreate the same thing by Bluetoothing your phone to a regular set of speakers, and if you have to have an iPhone anyways, you might as well just Bluetooth connect to nice speakers and then use your phone because the microphone is right there.
yeah. This is truly the opposite of innovative from Apple.
Yeah, it's backwards. The king of innovation.
Yeah.
Apple. Good job.
And that about wraps up iDoctor After Hours.
Goodbye. No, what are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
Hey, let's talk about this. Free Fridays.
Free Fridays. Well, thank you. Thank you for bringing that up.
This is our website.
Yes. Welcome to iDoctor MT. This is our website for those of you who can't see. It is iDoctorMT.com.
Or you're just listening to the podcast. You don't have to be blind to listen to the podcast.
You could be 10% of our 10% of our demographic, maybe.
Based on real polls by Gallup.
Exactly. On Fridays, we have something called Free Fridays, which that means we are doing discounted screen repairs up to 50% off.
Where's the free?
The free comes in a free tempered glass.
Whoa, aren't
Yep.
those normally like $40?
That is a two $20 bill value, I believe, if the math is correct.
That's a good deal.
My cousin says tempered glass isn't worth it because he just keeps dropping his phone and breaks the tempered glass.
I see his logic there. He keeps dropping his phone, and the tempered glass doesn't save it.
Right.
Maybe
Well, no, the
he's-
tempered glass breaks and then he has to go get a new one.
It's also Isaac Newton's fault.
Oh yeah,
He
gravity.
invented
Thanks,
gravity.
gravity.
Well, maybe he should get a drop-proof phone.
Ooh, good call.
Yeah.
What, do they make those?
Do they still make that cat drop-proof phone?
No,
They do, and it comes with a FLIR infrared.
I hear Samsung may be making a phone filled with helium, so we'll see.
The S10. Also, if you didn't know, we are sponsored by Geeks of Azeroth. Mm-hmm. Patrick. Ooh.
Oh, there we go.
Geeks of Azeroth.
Yeah.
Check it out. Tell me a little bit about Geeks of Azeroth.
Geeks
I
of
would like to
Azeroth
know.
is a Blizzard gaming focused podcast. We started off as a World of Warcraft podcast.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But we have branched off to covering all Blizzard games. We're live every Sunday at 11 o'clock Montana time.
What else does Blizzard make besides World of Warcraft and Overwatch?
You
got you.
They got I was about to say Overwatch first, but they also make StarCraft and Diablo and Heroes of the Storm. Yeah. And speaking of Heroes of the Storm, I myself am playing in a Heroes of the Storm tournament on Saturday called Creators of the Storm. Blizzard is hosting an event where podcasters like myself and YouTube creators, all that, are playing in a tournament. So
Nice.
check that out on Saturday.
Where can people see that?
It'll be on twitch.tv/TrollGG.
Troll GG.
Yeah.
I like Twitch. Twitch or Periscope, which is
So
better?
yeah, I never play Heroes of the Storm, so check if you want to watch me suck at a video game. Watch this tournament; it'll be awesome.
And if you want to hear us on your iPhone or Android device, we have two ways to watch and listen now.
iDoctor
Yes.
After Hours is now available on demand as a podcast
Yes.
on iTunes and Stitcher.
A subscribable podcast.
Everywhere where you get your podcast.
Your podcast, yep.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Spotify. It will come into Spotify soon. I got to figure out how to set that up.
Are we in North Korea?
If North Korea has access to the internet,
Cuba does. They load the internet on hard drives as they bring them to people.
I know we have at least one UK listener.
And guess what? I bet Samsung's new hard drive can hold a lot of the internet.
Samsung has a new hard drive.
Yes, Samsung does have a new hard drive.
Let's talk about it.
Samsung crammed 33 terabytes of SSD into a single 2.5-inch drive. 2.5-inch drive with 30 terabytes.
That's 30,000 gigabytes.
In a laptop.
This is crazy.
In a laptop.
This is crazy. Like, I thought I was blowing some money when I just recently bought a 2 terabyte hard drive for my movie collection at home.
Nope. You should have been future-proofing it. This is future-proof. Well, maybe.
Eventually. Can you imagine in like 10 years from now, we're going to have like 32 terabyte like memory cards that we're putting in our phones? Like
It's just the fact that we just keep creating bigger content.
Files.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bigger files. So do you think this 30 terabytes will keep up with 8K? I mean, is that what that's for, I think?
that's got to be what that's for. And 4K footage, like especially for filmmakers, 4K raw footage takes up a lot of space. So
yeah,
8K, that might be like something people buy in bundles, is these 30 terabyte.
Right, I see this. If it's inside of a 2.5-inch drive, that's the same with those external hard drives. I see people like...
That's a laptop drive.
Right, exactly. People are going to have to... that's crazy, 30 terabytes. Do we know how many terabytes a 4K video file?
4K movie, I'll look it up, but I'll tell the sub-headline is blowing
So,
my mind right now.
do you
40
guys-
gigabytes of DDR4?
Oh my god! Do you guys?
This is ridiculous.
Do you guys know? Do you guys know Marcus Brownlee? He's a YouTuber, does tech stuff.
Yeah,
MKBHD.
MKBHD.
He shoots everything in
Never heard
8K. because he can, and he has a petabyte backup drive. That's what he uses. A petabyte.
A pedo bear backup?
No. A petabyte, if you're unfamiliar with that term, that will be the next one we'll be becoming familiar with in the future. That is 8,000 terabytes.
My Atlanta, it's like math all over again.
Yeah.
Do you
remember when people were like talking about their hard drive specs in megabytes?
The first weirdest thing to me was having a gigabyte of RAM.
Yeah.
Like that to me was like, you have a gig of RAM? What are you ever going to use a gig of RAM for? And then of course...
Now if you have less than 8 gigs, you're like, how is that computer functioning?
Yeah, this is broken. This computer's terrible. We've definitely reached a point in computer technology where older tech, I would say 2010 to 2012, is going to start feeling really laggy and bad. It's happening with a lot of devices. I had a guy with an iPad 4 come in today, and he said it's just been really slow. Diagnostically, it runs fine, but Facebook, it just runs like garbage. Well, why? Because Facebook just auto-runs all their videos and sound and everything, just taking up more content. Yep. Files are bigger, thus needing a better, bigger device.
This may be sacrilege because we're live streaming on Facebook right now, but I've uninstalled Facebook.
Hey!
Off my phone.
Why?
Just completely. Because it's a memory hog. Like, even if you're not using
Facebook
the
app.
Did you go Facebook Lite?
No, there's no Lite. I thought there was, but I can't find the Lite app.
There's a Facebook Messenger Lite.
There's Messenger Lite.
There used to be Facebook Lite. That was a thing. I think they call it actually Facebook Paper or something like that.
Maybe I'll look at that. But yeah, I do have Messenger Lite because
they may have tanked it because they didn't get as much ad.
I've honestly noticed a significant performance increase on my Android phone. So if you're having performance decreases on an Android phone, try uninstalling Facebook, see what happens.
Do you just go to Chrome? Is that how you go to it?
Well, mainly I've been trying to not use Facebook so much because, it's politically divisive, all that kind of stuff.
By the way, latest estimates of a 4K video file is probably around 30 gigabytes.
For how much? For how long?
For a 2 hour.
2 hours, 40 gigs?
Yeah.
So
maybe anywhere from 30 to 40.
So it's a Blu-ray disc.
Unless they may update the codecs, and of course the size will go down from there. But
I didn't know this was a thing. Chrome is automatically sending me Facebook notifications now.
Oh, through the Messenger?
Through Chrome.
Through Chrome?
Yeah.
That's interesting because Chrome just had a big update, Asher.
Yeah, Chrome did have just a big update. And so one of the big updates in Chrome is that it now automatically cleans up messy URLs when you share them.
I did see that. Yeah. Another good thing.
I did want to point out that notification was saying several people have been commenting on the video. I don't know if our producer has a track on who's commenting.
I don't. Or I'm
we
not
got
the producer,
comments on this one.
Can we get a chase cam?
Chase cam.
Hello, Chase cam.
Chase call.
Let me load this up and see some of these comments here. But yeah, Chrome. Chrome now automatically cleans up messy URLs. So this is an interesting story.
Is this the story right here?
Yes. Oh, hey.
Ole!
So is the website behind us this entire time?
Yeah.
I never turned around and looked. This is crazy.
I know. It looks so clear.
scrolling on this wall?
Is this like an 8K TV back here?
This is one of the LG's roller TVs.
Those are dope.
Very cool. Yeah, very cool. Look at how messy it was.
Yeah.
Look at how messy it was, and now when you copy and paste, it's going to be short and clear and nice and concise.
Yeah, we like that. I mean, that needs to happen because I'm sick and tired of like giant
or
URLs
having to send something through tiny URL just to get
I mean,
the
do
good
I
one,
need to really go through 8 steps just to share this little tiny link with somebody?
I think sharing web pages is like one of the number one things that everybody does. Some people don't use Facebook, some people don't use Twitter, some people don't use this or that, but everybody shares website links.
And everybody shares GIF links. So app designers, software designers, make sure GIFs automatically play in your messaging system.
Yeah, come
I don't
on.
want someone to have to click on a link to then view a GIF. GIFs are made for a point.
Yeah.
And they should also automatically loop. I'm sorry. GIFs should always automatically loop.
And be in 4K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have audio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And be minutes long, several minutes long.
Yeah.
For those in the audio podcast, of course, we're playing a bunch of GIFs for you right now.
Are we?
They're hilarious.
No, we're not, but they don't know. They don't know. They can't see us.
It's radio magic.
Radio.
I mean, it's not like they can just look us up on YouTube.
Oh, there's a horse in here.
But those are just coconuts.
Damn it. Ruined it.
Hey, what else is Google doing good? They are replacing the Android Pay and Google Wallet with a new app, which means it's Tuesday and Google is rebranding stuff again.
Yeah, this gets obnoxious. Although they are fixing things, so kind of a clap.
I
But they are redesigning the same crap they've had over and over. This also, though, does make Google Pay look a lot more like
Apple Pay.
Apple Pay.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to function a lot better.
Does anybody at this table actually use any of the pays, the digital pays?
Every
Yes, for
once in
Uber.
a while, I pull it out. Yeah, you use it for Uber? Uber's a nice one. I pull it out every once in a while when I do forget my wallet, which doesn't happen all the time. It's usually just in my car because I don't like to sit on my wallet. But like if I go to Walgreens,
Because your wallet's so fat, right?
Against a black wall. I'm just leaning against the brick wall here.
yeah, I'm trying to think what else I use it for. When I'm in Wyoming, I use it for
you're
when I'm at the
boxed in. Where's the
Maverick
corner?
gas station. Because everyone in Wyoming's always really impressed when I use my phone to pay.
That is a terrible comment against people from Wyoming.
Shame.
Terrible.
Shame.
They're not impressed by
I also
anything.
use it for my Starbucks reward card.
I've never used Android Pay for anything. I mean,
I would show you guys what my Starbucks reward card is if we had a way to connect to the computer.
I like the fact that it gives you an actual receipt. So it's a really nice way to go back and look at all your actual receipts for things. Like PayPal, if you run everything through PayPal, then at the end of the month you can kind of run it through and get a whole list, or your bank account or whatever. It's a one nice way of putting everything through one conduit so you can see a nice layout of your spending. Google tracks, of course, they're going to track your spending now. So they're going to know what you're spending money on and stuff like that. So that's kind of...
so this guy pays for porn and plays World of Warcraft?
He sounds like 99.9% of America, and 100% of North Korea, or South Korea. South Korea. What else?
Speaking of South Korea, the Olympics are happening, right? Or they're probably over now, but they happened.
Yeah, they are. Ooh, look at this. Look at us.
So while Asher pulls up his gift card, a real quick story about how... so there was a video game tournament, a StarCraft 2 tournament at the Olympics.
Starbucks gold card.
And a Canadian woman beat everyone.
Beat everyone. What? Canadian woman?
In the South Korean tournament at the Olympics for StarCraft 2, a Canadian woman beat out all the South Korean StarCraft players and won the whole tournament.
How old was she?
She is 22.
Wow.
Go Canada.
Go Canada. Did she get a medal for that?
She got this giant silver plate thing that's a StarCraft on it.
Just to bring it back a little more patriotic,
stuff.
America beat Canada in curling yesterday.
Yes, we did.
I don't know what curling is.
The
I've
Olympic
never understood.
champions for the last 2 Olympics we beat.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we did.
Is curling measuring your ability to sweep ice? Is that literally all the sport is?
Curling is your ability to twist a mustache in cold weather.
Oh, yes.
Other news from the Olympics. This is really
This
great.
is beautiful. All right.
So what we have here is we have a speed skating race. What you will notice, the guy in red is the athlete from North Korea.
Can we get the phone off the... there we go.
Oh,
If you are paying attention, we'll rerun this GIF, you will notice he tripped. But did he just trip? Get a little bit better of a look there. Let's try it one more time. What you're not seeing...
Well, we lost it.
What you're not seeing is the GIF of the North Korean athlete blatantly tripping the Japanese athlete. Blatantly tripping. There are some very funny GIFs from the internet. If you're wondering, go to Reddit, and they have some very awesome subreddits about the Olympics.
What is a subreddit?
It's something that's in the dark reaches of the darknet.
Oh.
It's where all the terribleness happens.
We got some ice dancing, some beautiful, beautiful ice dancing.
That's pretty ugly ice dancing, if you ask me.
Ouch.
I could do better.
As you can see here, we have practice and practice.
What is this?
And 48 hours to try this. All right. Great. Hey, if you like the show, Please comment and share. We always put the articles below. Chase, our wonderful producer, is always putting those on the bottom so we can continue the conversation. And if you have any stories or news articles you'd like us to cover, don't forget to comment on our page. We do have a YouTube page now.
Yep.
We have, like I said, the iTunes and Stitcher page, and we always, always, always check our Facebook page, even though some of us delete it.
Uh-oh.
I'm looking at you, Patrick.
Sorry.
We should get an official Twitter up and going too. I can run the Twitter. We'll get that going. Because that's where the podcast audience is. That's how.
What about Twitch? How do we get on Twitch?
That would have to be done here.
Great.
We can do it.
I don't know if this computer can handle
next
another
week we'll
streaming. I don't know if this computer can handle another streaming platform at the same time.
Going on right now.
Always something new here at iDoctor.
Since we're not playing video games, we don't need to be on Twitch.
Right.
I think so. Well, thank you for joining us. iDoctor After Hours. We'll see you next week at 7:30.
Bye-bye.